All right, so recently we've gotten a number of comments on our videos about the fact that bench pressing with your wrist bent is some kind of technical error and should be corrected. In today's video, we're gonna talk about why benching with your wrist slightly bent or broken looking is actually the correct way to bench more weight. And that's why I coach it that way. And why benching with your wrist straight is not the way to do it. So if you're a straight wrist benching person, let me tell you, get bent. In most other lifts, and even in other parts of the bench press, this concept of stacked joints, putting one joint right on top of the other, is a good thing. So it's not crazy for somebody to assume that we need to carry that forward to the wrist when we're benching. But that is one of the exceptions. Yes, we want stacked joints, whether it's the deadlift or the squat, having the knee over the ankle, even having the wrist over the elbow when it comes to the bench press. But if you carry this forward through every aspect of it, especially in the bench press, we're gonna end up trying to bench with a straight wrist, and I'll show you why that's not gonna work. If we try to bench press with a straight wrist, there's nothing under the bar, right? We're keeping the wrist straight, nothing supports that bar. It's gonna be wobbling all over the place. It's gonna be incredibly unbalanced, and you're hanging it off of what, your thumb joint? It's just not gonna work. You can't do that. You gotta give the bar something to rest on. Now, I think people's gripe with the bent wrist is that most people, when they allow the wrist to bend, they also put the bar really high up in their hands, right? They have it up here on their knuckle, and then they're trying to lift with bent wrists, and they're complaining that, oh, like my wrist is killing me, I got no pressing power. That's right, like that's not the way to do it either.
So high in the palm.
That actually hurts my wrist. Let's show you the right way. Okay, so now let's talk about why benching with a slightly bent and intentional wrist position is the way to do things. So if you look at where my hand is situated right now, this is where I take my bench grip, right? My wrist is slightly bent back, but the bar is also low in my palm. We want the bar right across here, and the majority of the pressure when you're pushing on your bench should go right into this big meaty part on the butt of your palm. Now, the issue people get into with bent wrist benching is they put it in their fingers or way up high in their hands, and then it's falling back on them the whole time, and their wrists are killing them, and yeah, that's not gonna feel good either. But again, if I try to bench with my wrists totally straight, not only am I gonna be chasing this bar around to try to keep it from falling on my teeth. So when we have that weight into the butt of our palms and low in the hand, we almost don't even really need the fingers or the thumb. It just rests there, and it will rest there, and it will balance there. Now, obviously, we wanna use the thumb, we wanna use the fingers, because we also don't want that bar to roll. And if something goes wonky with the shoulders or elbow position, right, things can roll, but this is so much more stable and easy to press through than trying to hang it off your thumbs. Now, the next thing I wanna make a little mention about is the angle of your hand. Now, some lifters will use a pretty extreme angle and take a lot of internal rotation at the shoulder to lay the bar across their hand that way. Other lifters will want to be more straight up and down, but I think to some extent, some degree of flaring the butt of the palm out is really going to help this grip lock in and feel more and more comfortable and stable, right? Some degree of pushing out into the butt of the palm is just going to allow that to sit there. If I'm totally straight and trying to really tuck my elbows, that's not going to feel good either. So in order for this grip to work properly, we need to have that little bit of flaring the elbows, internal rotation of the shoulders, just getting the butt of the palm out to the edge of the bar. And if you're watching this wondering, why the heck should I listen to this guy? He's just some random dude on YouTube. I mean, you're kind of right. Here's footage, however, of me benching 205 kilos. And if you look at that and you think 205 at 120, that's not impressive. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. I've never been a bench specialist. So why don't you come with me, and I'm gonna pull up some bench press videos of people who are much better at the lift than I am. All right, so we have a random sort of selection. We've got Ryo Tanaka. We've got some highlights from the Bench Press World Championships in 2024. So Ryo Tanaka, whoa, would you look at that? Bent wrists. For reference, Ryo Kodama is 59 kilos, benching 176 raw. Yokoyama, also bent wrists, weighing 74, benching 225. Tell me that's not impressive, I dare you. One of the bench goats, Daiki Kodama, benching 231 at 83. Look at that. Not a straight wrist to be seen. Konstantin Musienko, another bench goat. This is equipped, but benching 346.5 kilos at 105. You think he's holding that stuff like he's throwing a punch? I bet he's not. Here's Agata Shitko, one of the best female benchers ever, benching 156 kilos in the 84 class and probably weighing in just over 76 if I know anything about Agata. Again, not straight wrists. We don't get a great angle on it here, but definitely not straight in the wrists. And Jesus Olivares benching 262 at a big body weight, super heavyweight. But again, definitely not straight wrists. So if you don't take it from me, I don't know, take it from somebody stronger than me. If you're trying to build your bench, well, we may have just released a bench plateau breaker program on the Calgary Barbell app. It's chock full of accessory movements, well thought out, intelligently designed, periodized program specifically aimed at building the bench. If you're here, you're thinking about your bench. Well, we're thinking about your bench too. We want it to be bigger. So come check out the Calgary Barbell app. It just happens to be on sale for our 4-year anniversary. It's on sale till the 16th. It's gonna be 30% off of whichever price you pick, and you will get that 30% off until you cancel it. So forever. You can use code 4years. Links in the description below. Go check out the brand new Bench Buster, Booty Builder, Bench Beast program on the Calgary Barbell app. Baby.